from around the world are looking forward to, the big conversations around this game. Now, our partner station, the BBC, has been looking ahead to this game as well. So our friends, Lee James and John Bennett, are here with me in the studio. And of course, the BBC is going to be having a major show here in looking ahead to this game. So Lee James is a host on the BBC, and, from Sports World as well as John Bennett. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. It's good to see you.
Good to be here.
Great to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Nice one. Great. Look, it's been a very big look ahead. And for some reason, everybody's focusing on Ghana versus Nigeria instead of probably talking about the repeat of the final of the Africa Cup of Nations. John?
It's a local derby, though, isn't it? It is the biggest game for me of all the 5 playoff matches. That's why we're here. We could have travelled to any of them, but we decided to come to Ghana to cover this one. It's absolutely huge. First of all, it's a shame that I think that Ghana and Nigeria are playing each other, because it would be great for the World Cup if they were both going. But for them to meet at this stage, I mean, I can't imagine the drama. I can't imagine the atmosphere. I've never been to a football match in Ghana, so I cannot wait to find out what it's going to be like in Kumasi.
Lee, Ghana, Nigeria, you take a look at what happened in the Africa Cup of Nations. Everybody is talking about the relative form that, the Super Eagles showed us against Ghana, giving them a bit of an edge. But they always say that derbies go beyond the form.
Absolutely, and I think they can as well. I'm sure the Black Star fans won't want to go back and think about the Africa Cup of Nations too much, will they? So let's be positive. Let's focus on the World Cup qualifier at home. Remember last time in Kumasi against Egypt, the joy that everyone experienced there with the big win over Egypt, and that took them into the tournament. So, yeah, I think in a local derby, wherever it is, wherever it's played around the world, I think form does go out of the book, doesn't it? And I think you just got to focus on the game itself.
Let's zero in a little bit on this very big rivalry. Now, in the UK, there's a very heavy presence of Nigerian nationals. Some have lived there, some have naturalized and all of that, as against Ghanaians. So I'm very sure that the conversations are thick and heavy. Also, we have quite a good presence of Nigerian players in the English Premier League in the second tier, us against Ghanaians. What are the conversations like, on the streets when you walk around?
Yeah, I think there will be a lot of interest when we get closer to the game. I was at the Cup of Nations in Cameroon, and never before have I felt so much interest in African football. There was a huge amount of interest. All the matches were live on Sky Sports, a big channel in our country. BBC as well had 10 live games. So I think the interest in African football has never been higher, because, as you mentioned, the big names that are going to be playing in this game from the English Premier League. So, yeah, I didn't feel a lot of interest, I have to say, when I left the country. But I think over the next few days, I think there will be a big focus on it, because we do have some interesting European playoff matches. I mean, there's the prospect of Portugal-Italy, which could be huge. But for me, the most interesting playoffs are the playoffs taking place in Africa over the next couple of weeks.
Great stuff. Now, let's just also talk about the situations between the two sides. Now, Nigeria released their squad some time back. Daniel Amokachi took to social media, decided to troll a little bit. And then Ghana, in the last, 24 hours, has released the squad finally. There's no Andre Ayew in there. Jordan Ayew, who has been consistent for the national team, is not in there as well. How much weight do you expect to be on Thomas Partey, and, considering that he has to take the mantle to lead the team into this crucial?
Yeah, well, he's the star, isn't he, of the team, and he is someone that can, I think, carry the team with his performances. We've seen that in the English Premier League, which we cover, of course, extensively on the BBC, and his performances recently for Arsenal have certainly
anyone player of the month
case for that.
Just last month.
Absolutely, yeah, and you're starting with the form that Arsenal are putting in as well, and a lot of that is down to Partey's performance in that midfield. So Andre Ayew, of course, being suspended, it is going to be a loss, I think, for the Black Stars, as he's been the talisman for many years, hasn't he?
And interestingly, he's scoring as well in the Gulf.
Yeah,
scoring some very good goals.
Yeah, he is. But going back to Thomas Partey, I mean, he's in the form of his career in terms of Arsenal. Obviously, at Atletico Madrid, we've seen some great performances from him. But I think in terms of his Arsenal career, this is the best he's played so far. So I think he's going to be huge. And remember, Nigeria are missing Wilfred Ndidi. So that's a massive loss for them. So Thomas Partey has a chance to really take control of that midfield if he shows the form he has for Arsenal over the last few weeks. But the Arsenal fans, I can tell you, absolutely loving his performances at the moment. There were a few doubts, came in for big money, but he's very popular at the moment with the Gunners fans.
Great stuff there. And if you just joined us, we're having a conversation with John Bennett and Lee James of the BBC. They are in town to cover the, the double-header qualifiers for the FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Do remember that there's a heavy focus on African football, especially because of global coverage of the Africa Cup of Nations, in the last edition in Cameroon. Well, let's quickly take a look at the squad that was released by acting head coach Otto Addo. Now, for goalkeepers, is Swindon Town's Joseph Wallacott. Remember that Jojo Wallacott was the man who was in post for the Black Stars throughout the Africa Cup of Nations. Abdul Manaf Nuruddin of CAS Eupen in Belgium is also in there. And Lawrence Atizigi getting yet another call-up from St. Gallen in Switzerland. Now, Richard Ofori, who previously was the first choice, recovering from a long layoff of injury, playing from Orlando Pirates in South Africa. We go to defenders, and it's Dennis Odoi, the man who featured once for Belgium, had to do a lot of paperwork. Plays for FC Bruges in Scotland, of course. In Belgium. And Andy Adam of Reading in England, and also Gideon Mensah from Bordeaux. Dennis Corsa of Accra Hearts of Oak, having his place as the only, call-up from the Ghana Premier League. Now, Montari Kamaheni from Israel's Ashdod FC, and Daniel Amate from Leicester City as well. Now, Joseph Edu from Bordeaux, Alexander Jiku from Strasbourg, France, and Abdul Mumin of Victoria Guimarães of Portugal is in there as well. Now we go to midfielders, and it's Idrisu Baba from Mallorca in Spain, Edmond Addo, remember his exploits from the UEFA Champions League, Sheriff Tiraspol in Moldova, and Mohamed Kudus of Ajax, Elisha Owusu of Ghent in Belgium, and of course the man, Thomas Partey, who was the subject of conversations a few seconds ago here. Also, Daniel Kofitre of St. Pauli in Germany. He played up front in the Africa Cup of Nations. Let's go to the wingers. And is the youngster, the youthful sensation, Isahaku Abdul Fattah, the man who is currently the most valuable youth player on the African continent, Sporting CP of Portugal. Osman Boukari of Nantes in France. Joseph Paintel of Ghent in Belgium. Yao Yeboah of Columbus Crew in USA. Interestingly, Columbus Crew's captain, Jonathan Mensah, who has been consistent for the Black Stars for some time now, doesn't get a call-up. A big conversation. He was in the Africa Cup of Nations, was not injured, but did not get playing time. Now we wrap up with the strikers. Felix Afinajan of AS Roma in Italy plays under Jose Mourinho, has been in the news. I mean, he got a little suspension after his injury when he was found in the nightclub. Also, Christopher Entriege of Bochum in Germany. And Jordan Ayew's name was placed in there, of course. This was when the list was done. It wasn't early enough to be cleared at the time when he caught COVID-19. Kwesi Vrit from Holstein Kiel in Germany, is also there. So, pretty standard here. Thoughts?
Felix Afinajan, I can't wait to see him. I mean, it's a big job for him, isn't it, with Andre Ayew suspended. I think a lot of weight on responsibility of young shoulders, but he seems like a big character, he seems like a big personality, and I really hope he starts. I really hope that they give him the chance to take on Nigeria from the start.
So the other day I was having a conversation with John Painter, who played in Fulham and West Ham, and he's had massive experience with the FIFA World Cup. Now, he says that he feels that these young players who are getting the first-time call-up could end up performing well because they do not have any experience when it comes to these big stages. Other players, older players who've been there before, know the kind of tension in there, played in there before. So, it's possible they, based on that, may just end up performing because they're just walking into a place they don't know. You agree with him?
I think that can work out, absolutely, yes. When you're perhaps not carrying that baggage of what has gone before and maybe disappointments of the past, I think that can certainly help to go out, play without any fear.